Yo.
It's your boy Chad. I got my boy DZ. We are the ill-advised wise guys.
Check out the full podcast, link below.
Yo. We are the ill-advised wise guys. It's your boy Chad. I got my boy
QDZ for Sheezy. It's way too easy. AKA Widow's Peak Bandit. AKA Daddy Long Legs. AKA Papa DQP whatever.
I don't know what you said. All I gotta say is this. Remember, Papa I got on you about them damn monikers of yours. You got one that finally stuck.
What, Widow's Peak Bandit?
No, the Daddy Q one.
Oh, Daddy Q.
Sweet Daddy Q. Hey, congratulations.
Sweet Daddy Q.
Congratulations on fatherhood, sir.
I know. I've been MIA for a little bit.
Shout out to the gang. We appreciate y'all for pulling up on us. If you're new here, stay a while. If you haven't been here before, stay even longer. We appreciate y'all for pulling up. We actually have a guest on this episode. He is a rapper, entrepreneur, artist, overall cool guy. He's from Detroit, now based in Atlanta. I feel like we know his whole story at this point. He goes by the name of Detroit YB. Say what's up, bro.
What up, though? Detroit YB in the building. Let's get it.
Yeah. How you feeling, man? How you feeling? You feeling good?
Good, man. Kicking it, chilling.
Kicking it. Listen,
relaxing on this good Saturday.
We'll get into the topics and all that other cool stuff, but I've been hearing a lot about these glasses from Detroit called Buffs. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Buffs?
Yeah, Buffs.
He knows what I'm talking about. He's from
Buffs.
Detroit. Like,
you can call them Buffs. You can call them Yays. You might know them as Cartiers, but those are like the more popular glasses in Detroit. Most definitely, I had so many different pairs.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So like when you see these rappers and all these people rocking Cartiers, like I've been seeing this little argument online about who created it.
That's the Detroit imprint for sure.
There you go.
Detroit imprint. Because I know Royce the 5'9".
When you think of Royce the 5'9", exactly.
He don't go nowhere without his glasses.
Right.
His sunglasses.
I should have had some Buffs on today, man, just out of respect.
I don't know. I don't know about Buffs, but I'm gonna give Detroit its props for this thing.
What's up?
Detroit style pizza. I think low key that's the best type of pizza.
Better than Chicago? I'm asking,
10
bro.
times
I'm
better
asking.
than Chicago.
I ain't saying.
I actually don't like Chicago style pizza. Chicago style pizza is disgusting to me.
Okay,
but Detroit style pizza,
deep dish.
Detroit style pizza.
Sure.
Deep dish. It's like a deep dish pizza, but like Chicago's pizza tastes more like a pie.
Yeah.
Detroit style pizza tastes more like a pizza.
I hear you.
Can I say this real quick? Detroit is on my list of places to go. Like I want to visit Detroit.
Bro,
really bad.
Stop it.
What?
Stop it.
What?
No, stop.
What?
I've been saying that for 2 years, and you've been clowning me. For why would you? I swear to God, I've been like, yo, I'm trying to go to Detroit. You been like, why you want to go to Detroit?
I've never said that. What are you talking? You got me confused.
Hey guys,
Detroit's
he's capping for the camera. I'm
Detroit's
just
on
the
come up. Like if you read on the stuff, like Detroit got a I heard.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Like,
that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
It's definitely becoming a tourist spot. Definitely.
What you want a Detroit style cookie?
I want you to stop capping, bro. Before we get to your background and the the topics and whatnot, let's get into some church announcements, man. Synagogue, whatever denomination you guys rep. Zero Skips, the playlist. We pushing that real heavy right now. If you guys are into music from indie artists or just rising artists just from around the world, tap into that playlist. It's exclusively on Spotify. We just highlighted a couple different artists. Really this past week, some songs that are really, really fire. Is a girl from, I believe, Atlanta. Her name is Miriam. She dropped a song called Bad Girl. There's another gentleman by the name of John Baptiste. He had a song called Part 2. Yeah. We added him to the playlist. That song is hard. And a bunch of other songs that we added up there. Y'all make sure to tap in right now. Link in description on Spotify. Go get that.
Check out ratingsgamemusic.com, the best music review site in the world. We can confirm that. President Biden has already confirmed that, so you got to run with it. We got reviews by albums that came out, Slow Tide came out. I thought that was a fantastic album. We got a review by Creed 3, which Dreamville helped curate. We got a review of that. And then we also got a review of Macklemore. Yes, Macklemore is still breathing and making music. He dropped a new album called Ben.
Yes, sir. Now on to the topics. First, we're going to get into, is sampling, has it gotten out of control these days? Is it something that artists should stop doing? I'm sure you guys have heard songs that have dropped at least every week at this point from your favorite artist with a sample or reminds you of something that you heard. And yeah, it is a song you heard in the past, because that is what it seems like artists are really doing a lot these days. Is it good? Is it bad? Does it not matter? We're going to get into that discussion in a little bit.
Code?
Is it a cheat code, man?
Is it a cheat code? And then after that, we're going to talk about moguls, hip hop moguls. Is that part of the hip hop game dead? Like, whatever happened to the Diddy's of the world, the Suge Knights of the world, the Jermaine Dupri's of the world, that not only help with artist development, but kind of, put everything on the line to help an artist get to where they need to get to.
Yeah.
So is that dead, and does that need to come back, for this generation of hip hop?
And then after that, we're gonna get into, as a music listener, we all have our favorite artists, but what's that trigger? What's that thing that really gets you to say, you know what, I think this artist can be that next whatever, right? What's that thing that makes you respect an artist at the end of the day? Is it their dedication? Is it their rhyme scheme? If they're a dope rapper, like, what is it that makes you, as a listener, tap into an artist on that major level where you become a fan of somebody? But first, we have to get to know Detroit YB a little bit more, man. So without further ado, we definitely reviewed one of your songs a few years ago, which we thought was really cool. We've been following your grind, really ever since. So, talk to us a little bit about, that move that you referenced a couple different times from Detroit to Atlanta, and how your music career is actually going at the moment, bro. Talk to us.
Well, the move to Atlanta, it was a personal decision. I could have went back to college. I was going to Michigan State University at the time, or I could have went to Atlanta and pursued my music career, which is the one I actually chose. But during that time, I had to go back home. I was going to Michigan State, but I had to go back home because my brother, he was going through a situation. He had brain aneurysm, so I basically went to go and check on him, and going to and from back and from Lansing, just making sure he's good, and taking care of my mom and my siblings, because I was really like the head of the house at the time. My mom was basically like, we'll be good here. You can just go do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? We'll be good. You can go to Atlanta if you want to, or whatever the case may be. And that's what I decided. I had my uncle here, my stepfather, his father, my stepfather's brother. My stepfather ended up passing away. Yeah, I had, his brother was in Atlanta, so he had connections to Ludacris' manager, and I was talking to Ludacris' manager at the time. So we were just discussing things and my transition from there to here. So when I got down here, I just kind of settled. It was a little uncomfortable for me. I never been anywhere other than, I went to Chicago, but I never went to go live anywhere other than Michigan. Yeah, that was my transition to Atlanta. As far as the music career, it's going good.
Yeah.
Just being my own boss, doing the things that I want to do.
I'm not gonna lie, you said a lot that could probably go in a movie. I don't know if you plan to do a documentary on yourself. No, real talk. That's a story that I think one day, and I guess clearly you get an opportunity to do that right now. But that's one of them things that one day even your fans are gonna look back and be like, yo, listen, that's why I rock with Detroit. Look, he went through that, he got through it, so I can too. Do you think about that when you making music? As far as what you've been through, that journey, and what you choose to say in your music, because you actually have listeners who could learn from the stuff that you've gone through. Is that? Do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely a lot nowadays than in the past. I just want to make sure that I'm just speaking truth and just being true to myself.
You said you took that move from Michigan to Atlanta. What was one of the first couple of things that you did once you got to Atlanta to jumpstart your career?
I feel like as an artist, you go through different phases. coming up, I was a fan of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? At first, I was doing beats, so I just loved beats. You feel me? It really didn't matter with the lyrics as far as coming up. So I was always a beat man. And when I got into rapping, it was all about the lyrics and how can you can be versatile. Can you do this? Can you do that? What's your delivery like? Now it's just trying to be independent and set my own standards. And not like succumb to the standards of this industry. When I first came to Atlanta, I wanted to get signed. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to get signed to somebody, but I wanted it to be right. My first meetings with a label was actually Rock Nation. And
Oh wow,
Wow.
I
wow.
went. It was back in 2013. I had went to New York. It was through a middleman. He had found one of my singles. I was doing a lot of promo online, and a dude he found one of my songs. He loved it, and he was just basically like, "I can get you this meeting with Rock Nation." So I got my ticket to New York, and at the time I met with, I don't know if you guys know Lenny Santiago, and we went through the music or whatever. And he was basically asking me like, what was my business plan like? What did my business structure look like 5 years from now? And to be honest, I didn't have a business structure. I just love music. I just wanted to make music. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
I was
You ain't
just
thinking
there.
that. You ain't thinking that far.
Y'all was supposed to tell me the business structure. I'm just here to, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? That was my
Exactly.
mindset back then. You feel me? And then it
Exactly.
made me think like, dang, like I really don't really have a business structure. I just like to make music type stuff. And so he basically was just like, we're gonna keep, watching you, whatever. He gave me his card. The dude that kind of put me on, he was kind of put me I kind of like looked at it as a little slight finesse because he was trying to put me in position just to be on the roster. Yeah, they was gonna come and check the music and stuff, but to be on the roster, I had to pay like a little fee. Like probably I think it was like around 1,500 at the time. And a young nigga that wanted to be in the game and wanted to be under Jay-Z, a nigga like me wanted to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I was gonna do that until I actually researched, what I was really putting myself into. During time, I like kind of learned, like, dang, like I can't really be putting my music out if I ain't got a copyright. You know what I'm saying? I can't be really getting my music out if, if it ain't completely done, if it ain't completely mixed and mastered. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even really have all the songs mixed and mastered when I went to go showcase all of my music. So I just had to learn a lot about the industry and maybe that's not a good idea, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they'll use it or I don't know what they'll do with the music type stuff. Maybe
Right.
they give it to one of their artists. Who knows, you feel me? But in my mindset, I just wanted to move smarter and more independently.
That's
So like I
interesting.
said, my past it changed over time and when I came to Atlanta, I did want to get into a deal. I wanted to make sure it was structured to where it was in my benefit. Shows in Detroit I would do not as much, but when I got down here, I was doing at least more than 30 shows a year. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
wow.
Just, you
Wow.
know, networking, going to different spots. And that's how like you learn like the game and how the motion is around here.
From you, having to navigate in Atlanta, having to navigate the personalities you meet and the different people, like you said, the promoters. There's a bunch of people you're encountering that you don't really know their true intentions, but you have to actually go get the information. How important was it to create a brand in terms of like a clothing line to even represent that notion?
Oh, it was very important, especially because that's basically my life. Even growing up as a kid, bro, I didn't have my father. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just me and my mom at a certain point in time, and I was growing up with my grandparents. But then my mom ended up having a husband, so that was my stepfather. To be honest, I was in a kid's mindset back then, to where I felt like an outcast that was, had a different father. You know what I'm saying? So I put my mindset to where I was an outcast where I shouldn't have did that, but I was a kid. So it
Right.
just made me go my own way. It made me teach myself things. Even though I had a father figure here, the kid in me was so rebellious on the fact that I didn't have my real father. It kind of messed up me learning more from that man. You know what I'm saying? Until he passed away. And it's like once you lose that, you learn like, dang, I just lost a, a
Yeah.
good navigational system that could have taught me so much more. You know what I'm saying? So I always went my own way. I just taught myself how to do a lot of things. I taught myself how to play basketball. Taught myself how to talk to girls. Taught myself how to do just everything, bro. To be honest with you, so that's just basically where that mindset came from,
That's
just to
deep.
go research and learn for myself. because I'm a risk taker. I take a lot of risks. I do.
There's something called calculated risk.
No, I mean,
There's something
Yeah,
called
calculated.
calculated risk. Like
Yeah.
last question I'm gonna ask is with risks and all that stuff we're talking about, like there has to be a moment where you may have started to doubt yourself. Like, was there ever a moment like where you were like, I don't know if this is gonna work out. I don't know if hip hop is for me. If there's a future there. Like, was there ever any moment that hit for you?
Most definitely, bro. You're right on point. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, from my perspective, bro, the industry is a very evil place. And I had to, learning that and, being put in different positions made me learn that. I went to LA for a year. And in that year, I took a year off kind of music because I didn't know where I was actually going to go or, what my ending was going to be in this industry because I just saw how like the industry was moving, how they was dealing with certain artists. The artists was, not getting they just do, not getting their money. And I had to really understand what will be my main purpose in this game. What will be the purpose of me actually doing music and pursuing it? Like, is it just to get a record label? Is it just to get money? Is it just to, what I'm saying? I had to learn that purpose, putting a message out, being the voice of the voiceless, like speaking truth where people will be scared to speak truth because they'd be scared to be blackballed from the industry. No, God can be my manager. God dictates what happens into my life and what doors open and close, not no human being. You feel me? So that's how I had to look at the situation. And, now I just, want to just do it independently.
he on point, man.
Like,
he on
inspirational
facts.
But should we get started?
Yeah, let's start the show.
All right,
let's do
get
it.
started. First real topic.
Yeah.
I came to Uche with this topic because I heard Don Toliver's new album, and one of the singles off of Don Toliver's album is For Me with Kalis Uchis, which is his girlfriend, apparently, right? And for me, I was like, yo, I rock with this joint. This song is really tight. But then at the same time, I was like, do I like this song because it sounds like Beanie Man and Maya's Girls Damn Sugar?
Mm-hmm.
Or do I just like it because of what Don Toliver and Kalis Uchis was able to do on the song? I came to the conclusion I like it because I like Girls Damn Sugar. But, Girls Damn Sugar came out about 2001. So there's a lot of like young listeners that don't even know what Girls Damn Sugar is.
Right.
So guess what? Don Toliver and Kalis Uchis actually gets credit for the song when, in my opinion, Beanie Man should be getting credit. All in all, though I think it's tight from a nostalgic standpoint, I feel like sampling has gotten a little overboard. It's a cheat code for some people. Some people are getting hit records based off of the backs of the samples that they have on the songs. First Class being another one. Jack Harlow. Most people like First Class because of the hook,
Right.
which is Fergie.
Right.
So he's getting a number one hit on Billboard, but did he deserve the number one hit? What do you think about that? About sampling?
I mean, look, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm conflicted. Sampling is at the heart of, I think, music. Period.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way around it. It ain't gonna stop. We just got to deal with it. It's really that simple. Now, with that being said, I believe there's a way to sample tastefully, and there's a way to do it distastefully. Now, the example that you just gave, because that's a good example with the Don Toliver Beanie Man Girls Them Sugar.
Yeah.
I personally don't like the way that they did that song.
Yeah.
Because, bro, it was a cover as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
If you guys know what a cover is, it's somebody taking the original song, the melody, the hook, the words, the songwriting, the way they performed it, and literally just singing over and interpolating the exact same song. With that being said, that's how I view that performance. Kali Uchis didn't do anything except sing what Maya sang.
Yeah.
She ain't sing. She sang it in the same note. She sang the same words.
That's true.
And it's like, I believe that's a lazy way to do it, respectfully.
He also had the other song too.
There's a bunch of them he
There's
has.
Baby, take your time, do it right.
Yes,
You can
yes.
do it, baby.
Do it right. The Do It Right
Yeah.
song.
I like the song,
It's dope.
but once again, Sampled it.
I give you another example of somebody who did it more recently that I think was a decent job. Beyonce, the Cuff It remix.
Oh, she did Twister.
She did Twister Wetter.
Yeah.
Now, we're clearly living in this age right now where sampling is just, it's the thing. Like, everybody is sampling. Like, it's almost like even up-and-coming artists. You got to take a song from back in your childhood, flip it, make another joint off of it so that people can relate to it. And I think the sad part about it is it dilutes the creativity. It makes it so that people don't necessarily have to really give their all in the studio and come up with these abstract concepts, new ideas that people can rock with. Rather, they're going to be like, yo, hey, just go flip the sample that we all are familiar with. It's like an automatic win. It is a cheat code. There's no other way to put it.
It's an automatic win.
Beyonce definitely, I think, tastefully did the Cuff It remix where she flipped it because she added her own flavor to it. And I think at the end of the day, if you add your own flavor to a sample where, yes, I think of the original song, but I feel like you added another dynamic to it, whether it was a new hook, a new melody, you changed up, you got into a different pocket. I feel like those are the samples or performances that I feel like people do tastefully. But like, I'm not with this whole era right now that's happening within the last couple of months where people are just taking old songs. Yeah. I mean, Ice Spice is doing it. She did what, Gangsta Boo with Lil TJ.
Yeah.
They took I Need a Girl.
Yeah.
By Mario Winans and Diddy. Yeah. At the end of the day, sampling, it's not gonna go away. We got to get used to it. If you got an issue with it, but I think there's a tasteful way to do it, and there's a distasteful way to do it. It's really that simple. What you think, YB?
Oh, like you said, it's diluting the creativity. In my opinion, it's like the ghostwriting of beats. You know what I'm saying? It give you a blueprint it's to give you a blueprint of how you want the song to be. You know what I'm saying? And it makes it easier. Sampling is cool. I love sampling. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like to sample sometimes, but not as much. You feel me? Not too much on it. Like, show me what you could do. Show me what your skill is and how you put this together. It's, being a good artist too is producing good records. If you can produce a good record, that's like a cool points. You feel me? So
it's people are sampling songs that we actually remember when they came out. Like, I Need a Girl, I remember when I Need a Girl came out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I Need a Girl Part 2.
I Need a Girl Part 2.
Yeah.
Like, I actually remember when that came out because you said sampling is not new. Puff Daddy and the Family.
Bro, he the sample king.
The king
He said the sample kings.
Like, he was the sample. He was
Juicy Biggie
sampling.
Bro,
His
these are all
ass
samples.
off. Yeah.
Like familiar samples.
Yeah, seriously. Familiar
For
but
people who
for
are a little
older
older,
people.
probably. Yeah, exactly.
So I think
Diddy is still sampling to this day. Diddy sample everything. I don't care what you say. Diddy sample everything, bro. Everything, bro. Diddy make King Combs sample all his stuff and everybody on the Bad Boy stuff.
Bro, yeah, that's a fact. Yo, what's the song? What's the song with King Combs and Kodak
Black?
What's the joint they sample?
Don't stop, can't stop, won't dinner.
That's Diddy. Isn't that Diddy's song? That's Diddy's song. Yeah, that's Diddy's song.
Yes.
That's Diddy's song.
You damn
Which
right.
Diddy sampled. He's sampling the song Diddy sampled. But,
Hey,
please look straight at King Cole.
What's up?
Right? He's got a fresh haircut every time I see him. But I've not heard a song by King Combs that was original. Like, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
But can we be real? Is his style even original? He acts like Diddy.
He sounds like Mace.
He acts like his dad.
That's mini Diddy.
He acts.
Bro, that's Diddy reincarnated.
He sounds like Mace. Rapping
bro,
style
every time you
like
see
Mace.
King Combs, that's actually a ghost of Diddy. just letting you know.
But like I said, like when they were doing it back in the 90s, I thought it was fire. You know why? Because they were sampling old school, like record player, The Temptations, and like Gladys Knight and stuff like that. That's dope. Cool.
Songs that were
sample
like
that.
20 to 30 years.
I'm not trying to.
prior.
I think somebody recently sampled a Drake song. Lil Baby.
Baby on
Baby sampled the joint with him and Jay-Z, Drake and Jay-Z.
Pound Cake. They sampled Pound Cake on that
So
in a
I'm
minute.
just like,
It was in a minute.
In a minute. So I'm just like, yo, like that's weird because I grew up. I knew when that song came out, but like that's I don't know. Is that just us getting old? You know what I'm saying?
I think so. It's a little bit of that.
Should it stop?
No. Music, how can you, bro, think about it. And look, producers will know this way more than I would, like an actual record. But then, bro, they making beat packs, creating sounds from elements of other songs,
Yep.
right?
Oh, of course.
And
Of
so,
course, of
like,
course.
what happens a lot is you took a beat pack from the 80s, maybe a drum kit, mixed that with a 2000s drum kit. Yeah, that might be not what we would consider a sample, but at the end of the day, they're taking from the past and refreshing it.
That's called refurbishing.
Yeah.
Call it whatever you want.
Most
bro.
definitely. It's a
Call it
lot.
whatever
It's
you
a
want.
lot of producers that's doing that too. It's a lot of producers that's not making like the
Yeah.
actual beat. Like to be a real producer, you have to
Yeah.
actually make the beat and loop it and stuff like that. Like it's people that's taking like what you said from different beat packs and recreating that
Bruh.
from the different beat packs. It's like recycling beats.
Wow.
I mean, it's
Recycling
like
beat packs.
it's like zero. I mean, in reality, again, lack of creativity in a way.
Big
You
facts.
could say that because they not really creating the sound.
Yeah.
But it does take some skill. We can't act like it don't take skill to put together the sound and make it sound good. That's an art.
It takes
That's
skill.
an art. That's why people like Diddy who have they don't get on the boards where they actually are pressing keys and whatnot. Even Kanye, notorious for having multiple engineers, producers make his beats for him, but he's just telling him the ideas.
Yeah.
It takes that vision to be able to say, "Yo, put that sound right there. Put that sound right there." That's the thing, right? And not everybody has that skill.
This is called ill-advised wise guys, right?
Let's talk.
This is called ill-advised wise guys. We allowed to be a little ill-advised. I just don't appreciate hearing these songs being sampled by mediocre artists. That's the problem.
Who you trying to name names?
I'm not gonna name no
Name
names.
some- name some
I'm not gonna
names since
name
you
no names.
ill-advised today,
There's a song I have in mind. I'm just not gonna say it. But the sampled song is 10 times better than the sample.
But won't it always be like that?
No, I don't think so. Like, like Shaka Khan, Through the Wire. She wasn't. Kanye elevated Shaka Khan's
All right.
sample.
Let me
for Through the Wire.
You're right. Let me rephrase that. Not
Or
always.
whatever that song, Lauryn Hill. The When It All Falls Down.
But you're right. I shouldn't say always, but what I should say, won't it be like that the vast majority of the time?
That the sample. is
Yeah, because they're taking a classic, something people have already deemed a classic. It's in the culture for 10, 20 years versus a song we just heard. Like the song just came out. You think we're going to say it's
No,
better
but
than the original?
Some people can do it better. I swear. Some people can do it better.
What I wonder though is like even like YB from like a artist perspective. You know, I know how you feel about sampling, but like the next artist might say, "Nah, bro, like give me that sample. I'm about to use that and I'm flipping that." Like what the fuck? I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. Like do you feel like that gives these artists like a one up? I don't want to say jealousy, but kind of like, man, look at this clown. Look at that. They ain't even putting in the work to create a fresh sound. Do you got any feelings towards them?
No, I really don't.
Be real.
No, I really don't. To each his own. You know what I'm saying? If that's the route you want to do.
You're a good man. You're a
You know
good
what
man.
I'm saying? Do your thing. You feel me? Do your thing. I ain't tripping.
To each his own. Hey, Jay-Z once famously said, "You made to about Nas, right?
Yeah.
You made it a hot line. I made it a hot song, right? So that's what's going on,
He
right?
did say that.
Next topic.
You know, is the hip hop or music mogul dead?
Dead?
I don't mean dead literally.
dead.
I mean dead figuratively.
About to say.
Is it something that is outdated, right? Like back in the day, we can think of artists, moguls such as Diddy. We spoke about him just, a couple minutes ago.
Dre.
Dr.
I would throw Dre
Dre
in there.
Suge Knight,
Jermaine Dupri.
Jermaine Dupri, Birdman, Rick Ross, even to more. I would consider him more of a recent mogul, probably.
Yeah. Luke. I would say Luke Campbell was a big one.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of them, right? And so and really what it is like you see these, I would say, moguls create these brands, have a bunch of artists under them that are successful artists. Is that something that's completely died out? And if it has died out, does that have any effect on, the industry and the music that we're actually hearing?
I wouldn't say it completely died out. Probably simmered down. Because it's always going to be people that's going to try to put other people on, you know what I'm saying, in this game. So it's has the structure of it died? Yeah, because it's like they don't teach, like we said before, how to do actual performances, like how to actually perform or how to actually conduct yourself in an interview. You know, you don't have that structure within the record label anymore. It's just like, oh, you make good music, okay, we're gonna put you out there. We're gonna put you on different platforms. We're gonna just, we're gonna put gimmicks out. We're gonna make you a gimmicky artist. People that it's just how you do it, really. You know, Rick Ross, like you said, like I liked how his blueprint was at first. I don't know how he's doing things now, but I liked how he, came out and put his artists on first, and gave them a platform. And you know what I'm saying? He kind of structured that group, the MMG group. So I liked how he did it. I like how Nipsey did it when he was here. He tried his best to put his little artists on. So it's just how you look at certain things, you know what I'm saying? It's still moguls out here. It's just how you do it, you feel me, in my opinion.
Because the art of being a mogul is not going to go away. People going to be moguls, right? But it's like being a visible one, becoming such a visible mogul where you repping a brand. Is that something that still exists? And do people even take pride in that anymore? That used to mean something, like when, Rick Ross, or you said Nipsey, who I think was even on the cusp of starting his ascension of as a mogul, right? He hadn't even really started it. It was like it just took it off.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So is that
because to be honest, he was introducing the independent route in my eyes. He was introducing the independent route, Nipsey. So
thank you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I know we had before. I know we had like Master P and stuff like that, but they was actually getting distribution deals and just getting a higher percentage, literally from that distribution deal, and that's what made him kind of independent. But Nipsey was trying to literally do his own way until kind of I don't know his real situation with Atlantic, but from his coming up, he was really trying to do it his way. So that's where I got kind of that blueprint from.
I remember the stories. I heard multiple interviews with Nipsey. He would always talk about that the independence, the importance of it to him. But then even, where people thought he was quote unquote selling out, where he ultimately partnered with Atlantic, right? What he explained was that he did a licensing deal with them, right? So it's like, essentially what that means is probably people way smarter than me who could explain this, but basically, like, you're not giving over ownership for the rest of your life. It's just a certain term deal. So like, okay, 2-3 years, I'm gonna let y'all eat maybe a higher percentage than I would for this stretch. Y'all gonna help me with promotion. Y'all gonna help me create my brand, get it way bigger. And then after that 3 years, I retain my ownership because I'm the owner. So you see what I'm saying? There's different ways to do deals. And I think Nipsey was actually one of them dudes who was actually putting on and really explaining things for people to understand. But yeah, he was probably one of the moguls. But I mean, what do you think,
and
though?
Nip was doing like a la carte deals. Like Nip was like, yo, I'm gonna do this deal with Adidas. I'm gonna do this deal with Atlantic. I'm gonna do this deal with such and such. He was tapping into like the a la carte route, and like it sucks because right before he passed, I feel like he figured out the answers to the test, and he was just about to show the world how to get this money because he kept talking about it.
Yo, but them a la carte deals, is popular these days.
Instead of like one major label or something sourcing out everything for you, you're going individually. I'm going to source my things out from a marketing team. I'm going to source my things out from, distribution. I'm going to source my things out from, etc.
I got you. Instead of a one-stop shop.
Instead of a one-stop shop, you're going one by one. But here's how I feel about the whole mogul convo is that, like, kind of what YB was saying, artist development. I feel like the mogul was teaching people, like, especially back then, like Diddy went out there and was a full-blown artist.
Yeah.
He led by example. Even though he wasn't the best artist, he led by example and was kind of like telling people, this is how you should do your thing. This is how you should do it, right? And this is how you make money. To the artists. And a lot of them didn't even know at the time, right? That, to me, I feel like it's kind of gone. And then Diddy, if you think about making a band, Diddy was pretty much molding the artist. This is what you do best. This is what you do best. This is how we're going to come together. This is who I think should fit on your song. I don't know if that's going on right now. Like, is that going on? Because doesn't it feel like the same people are on the same albums? Every single album has Lil Baby. Every single album has Kodak Black. Every single album has Don Toliver.
And nowadays, if you were a trap, quote unquote trap rapper, you gotta have Nardo Wick.
Now Nardo Wick.
You gotta get Nardo Wick.
I mean, it's not.
What?
I mean, it's
The
more so.
Diddy's-
It's more so chasing like a clout. Like you're trying to get as much streams as possible. These people is getting a lot of streams, so it's like, how can my song get streams? Let me put Kodak Black on there. Let me put Lil Baby on there. Everybody listen to Lil Baby. My song gonna get in rotation somehow. You know what I'm saying? Back then we didn't have streams, so it's like you literally had to go off creativity and go off people like an actual
How
fan
can
base.
How can I make the best song? And I feel like the Diddy's, the Dre's, the maybe Suge Knight to a lesser extent, but like those people of the world were focusing on that, right? The creativity. Because but let me ask you this, YB. Even though you're chasing streams, right? Are those the people that are actually winning? Because like if you look at 2 weeks ago, Yeet came out. You know Yeet. I don't know if you're familiar with Yeet,
I heard of him.
but you know Yeet, right? And then Don Toliver came out. Don Toliver had, the clout. Everybody's backing him. Like everybody's worked with Don Toliver. Yeet is kind of just doing his own thing. Yeet outsold Don Toliver. Like
Look like Yeet has a cult fan base.
he has a cult fan base, right?
Definitely.
So my question is, does it work to be chasing streams? Like, does it work?
No, it don't. No,
I mean, but
I don't think it does.
Go ahead.
In my opinion.
go ahead.
So like at the end of the day, it actually helps to be organic and to be creative. You know what I'm saying? It may not seem like it,
Yeah, 'cause
because the Twitter won't tell you it works. You know what I'm saying?
You can still make timeless music. You know what I'm saying? If you make timeless music, like people can catch on to that. You know what I'm saying? That can catch on, and it's just all about timeless music, bro. If you make just music just for temporary reasons, it's gonna go viral temporarily, but it's gonna die down, and people not gonna
Yeah.
really stream it as much no more because people is past that. Is be on to the next thing. You feel me? If you have timeless music, it's gonna always stream. Just look at Aaliyah music, or people back in the day that still Tupac still streaming to this. They put his
Biggie,
his estate put his music out. They still streaming that to this day. I'm sure they getting still getting paychecks off of that. So it's all about
Millions,
making
facts,
timeless
for
music,
sure.
bro.
I'll say this though, because you bring up, I would say like examples that like I think most people will agree with are timeless because these are legends, bro. Like Tupac, are you kidding me? Aaliyah, like they legends, right? Lil Yachty just dropped an album that sold, I guess, 30 something K first week. I'm somebody who don't really like to even get into the first week debate. There's also that aspect of making music that is not just for the moment. Like what you would call not necessarily timeless, but it's not based in today, right? Like in my opinion, I think Yachty's last album is something that you can actually play, not just based on the fact that they rolled out an album last month. This is something that you can play 6 months from now.
Yeah,
And it'll still sound good.
For sure.
It's something you can play a year from now
sure.
and it can still sound good.
For
I'm
sure.
not quite calling it timeless, but I'm saying it's not for the moment.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying? So
for sure.
most people are not going to call Yachty's music timeless at all because it's probably not even appropriate. But what I'm trying to say is like, there's a space for people that make music that's not for the moment at all.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But still get them streams and still try to build that that base, if you will.
Right.
You just got to make good music, man. At the end of the day, I feel like.
I don't even know if you got to make good music. I think
you
you
not?
just gotta be kind of like what you said, true to yourself, and then also I just think you gotta have a plan. Almost going like that's what I loved about what you said earlier about the business plan, right? I think you just gotta have a plan, and not enough artists today have a plan.
Yeah, have
As
a
crazy
market,
as it sounds.
have a marketing strategy, have a marketing plan
a marketing
behind your
strategy,
music.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
So even for us, like I think we met on Twitter. Like if I'm not mistaken, it was either Twitter or Instagram how we connected.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like I think we were like, yo, we reviewing music, bro. He submitted this song, and then that we connected.
Yeah.
Even something like that, in reality, YB could have been on a promo tour with that song and be like, yo, I'm sending this to mad brands. And I don't even think artists like that are on the come up even think that far. They just like, yo, I put this song out.
Why
Where
y'all
are the
not
people
listening? Why y'all not listening?
Why they not listening? Yo, where they at? Yo, like wait. They
Exactly.
they checking the
Exactly.
Spotify numbers. Like, wait, I got 5 more streams.
Exactly.
Damn, where the hell
And
the
then
people
you
at?
start throwing it to, you know,
You
you
got to
just
be
start,
a plan with it.
You just start now. You just don't got a plan. Now you panic. Now you're in panic mode.
Now you feel like you don't want to
And
do it
now
anymore
you
because
don't wanna
nobody's
do
even
it no
listening.
more. You're in panic mode. I gotta, link up with these people. But that's where I'm like, the mogul comes in. You know, somebody to tell you if you don't know already. Like if you have not done the research, somebody to tell you like, yo, this is an appropriate way to go about it. I think that part is gone. I don't think necessarily to start out you gotta have a mogul. I don't think so. But like when you reach to a certain point, like you popping, like Ice Spice right now she's there, she's popping. Now we paying attention. I think now she needs a mogul. She needs somebody to tell her what the next steps are.
I said this earlier before we recorded, and maybe we can hop to the next topic after this or shortly after. But like, I don't think people give J. Cole enough respect for his mogul ways. He don't look like a mogul, what you would consider one, because he's not loud about it. You know what I'm saying? He's very unassuming. But very slowly, very quietly, he has built a label. He's built a brand. He's built ancillary brands around his label. Dreamville Fest is one, right? It's a like.
But even he's not doing it by himself though.
Of course,
Right,
not.
right. That's what I'm saying. Do we?
But none of the
That's what I'm
moguls
saying.
are doing it by themselves.
Nah,
Like,
no.
Do we know the specifics though,
What's
as
up?
far as his label and the deals and what's around that? Like, what move?
So-
Like, how much motion do he have under the Rock Nation label? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what it is. You feel me? Because he's still under Rock Nation as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Dreamville is still under Rock Nation. So what is it like?
So
what
what
is
I
it
s-
that make him a mogul? Is my question.
You know how, for example, like a lot of these artists, right? And Rick Ross is a good example. And I'll go back to J. Cole in a sec. Rick Ross, as a solo artist, right, has a deal with said label. I believe it was Def Jam, right? But his MMG label
I think it's Epic. I think
is
it's Epic.
distributed.
It's
Epic. It's
Epic,
one
or
of
I
them.
thought
It's
it
one
was
of them.
Interscope.
But like his MMG brand, where he signs all of his artists, is with another label. So like, there's a separation of
Atlantic.
catalog, if you will. And J. Cole's doing the exact same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like he has his Dreamville, I think through Interscope. He has his solo career through Rock Nation and whatever it is they do when he puts out his own music. So what I'm trying to say is like, I don't know exactly what he does on a day-to-day basis. I'm not there. What I know is that J. Cole clearly has established a brand. He's running it with his boys.
Yeah.
Just like LeBron and how they, you know,
Yeah.
him and his Maverick Carter, like he's running it with his boys, and he's putting on other artists
But you know,
that
Jay,
all are, in my opinion,
I wouldn't say he's
musically
putting them on
inclined.
though. I wouldn't say he's putting them on.
You wouldn't say J.
I
J.
would
Cole put on
is leading by example.
JID.
You
wouldn't say J. Cole put on-
JID. I think JID is just so good. Like JID he's maybe signed to J. Cole. Maybe J. Cole gave him an opportunity. But like, I think JID put on JID.
Look, I'm not
You know what I'm
saying
I don't think J. Cole has anything to do with the music JID releases.
I wouldn't know that. And you
just-
wouldn't
I
either.
think. I think.
See, that's the thing. I
That's
don't
my
want.
opinion.
I'm not trying to compare him to, like, let's say Diddy, because we know what Diddy has done.
Diddy was chewing people out.
Exactly.
Diddy was like, "Yo, your song sucks. Like, you gotta go back."
But
and
what I
steal."
think, I think J. Cole is probably like, if he's not at that level of what Diddy and all these other people, Dr. Dre is probably another good example.
Oh, Dr. Dre,
right?
you gotta do the verse
You
over
gotta
and over
exactly
again.
like you heard the stories about what he
Yeah,
did to
yeah.
Kendrick early on, even
Exactly,
Eminem and
exactly.
such and
He
such. But, like,
molded, but you see, that's my point.
I understand that.
Dr. Dre molded Kendrick Lamar or helped mold him to who he was. It was Dr. Dre.
I gotta be real.
He did it with Eminem.
Hey,
he did it with
okay.
50 Cent.
Here's what
That's
I would.
like, we don't have that.
Here's what I'll say though. Here's what I'll say. I'm with you on, if J. Cole's not one, cool. I'm cool. I'll just say, like, out of the new school, he's the only real, like, mainstream artist that I see that's really putting on, at least having other artists within his brand. But that's besides the point. You know what the bigger point is? All of them people we mentioned are producers.
True.
Diddy's a producer.
J. Cole's a producer.
J. Cole's a producer. I feel like it's a producer has that, like, innate ability to put other people on to figure out what people sound like. Oh, go write a verse like this. You know, go do a song with this. Like, as a rapper, is it really something that's easy to do? You know what I'm saying? Don't you kind of have to have an ear for music at another level?
I mean, you gotta if you at J. Cole's level, you gotta have some sort of ear for music. Like I said, I just think J. Cole's the Durant of this situation. J. Cole leads by example. He's just that good a rapper, and you want to be like him.
I'm not there, so it's hard to say what's happening behind the scenes. Like I don't know what he told JID. So even when you say I don't think I don't even know. All I know is before I heard JID, when I heard JID, it was through Cole. I never heard of JID. I'm sure he was popping in Atlanta and popping like other places, but I'm saying on that mass level, or I'm sorry, who's to say J. Cole didn't give him like,
I don't know. I mean,
hey, do this, rap on this, rap like this, do that. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know, bro. Next topic though, man, because I think that was a good debate. This is probably one that maybe is a good segue anyway, because it's like at the end of the day, when you listen to music, right, as a listener, what is that thing that really makes you connect with an artist? What's that thing that really makes you say, damn, man, this artist, this is why I respect them. This is why I like them. It's because of this. I'm going to kick this to you because I think you wanted to discuss this first. But I mean, what are some things that make you connect?
I'm big on two things. Well, three things now. Like now that, YB, when he mentioned a business plan, if an artist has a business plan, I respect that. But to me, versatility is the number one thing that I respect from an artist. I used to always love back in the day, like artists, especially hip hop artists, like ODB. ODB was making, gangsta New York music with Wu-Tang Clan, but then ODB can also hop on a Mariah Carey song. You know what I'm saying? Like ODB, if you think about it, you're like, yo, how the hell did ODB fit on a Mariah Carey song? That to me, in my opinion, was when ODB got his major respect. Versatility is one. Mm-hmm. Two is business plan.
You added that one.
I swear.
That one's added?
You gotta have a
is
business
there?
plan.
All right,
you gotta
cool.
have a business plan. And then for me, how serious do you take your discography? Like, especially with ratings game music, I get to see kind of everybody's Spotify profile page, right? And I get to see like, yo, how many songs did this person release? How many albums did they release? And sometimes you come across people's discography and it's very, very calculated.
Yes.
One or two singles here and there,
like
promo singles. You know what I'm saying?
Like it.
You start to look and say, okay, their debut album, concept album. If they're featuring on people's songs, like who are they featuring on? Does it fit? Do they do their thing on those features? So for me, discography, business plan, versatility. Yeah. And, with Kendrick Lamar, I think Kendrick Lamar has probably one of the best discographies in hip hop. Probably hip hop history. The only blemish I have for Kendrick Lamar's discography, it is not his fault, is people call Section 80 an album, his first debut album. That's the only thing. I just have a bad taste in my mouth that they call Section 80 his first album. Because like if he started his album with Good Kid, Mad City, his discography is flawless.
Do you consider Untitled, Unmastered an album?
No, hell no. That's a
people consider
compilation tape.
He released it.
That's an unreleased.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, people consider
that.
People consider that as an album. Like some people do consider that.
What you say? Would you say like his third album? No, I can't. I call it like a little compilation album.
That's because you don't want to count. You don't want to count it.
I didn't really like that album, but
yeah.
When somebody's discography is on point.
Yeah.
Like it's calculated. They're careful with it. They're fragile with it. It reads kind of like a book. I love that.
So I'm not gonna lie. Listen, as to piggyback off that real quick, and I'm gonna kick this over to you, YB. Yo, one of the things I love about artists is going on their Spotify profile, reading the bio, and seeing whether or not I can connect directly to their social media. I promise you. When
you give respect for that? You give respect, or you just saying?
I love it. Like it lets me know the type of artist they are. Like their profile. I know most people are like, yo, profile don't mean nothing, bro. Like tell me who you are, and even if it's in a sentence, Like, dude, some people are like St. John has a very one sentence bio that's like something very arrogant, like yo, you gonna see about me, and it's just that's it, or something very simple. But then but I'm talking about like for an up and coming artist, bro. If I can go to your if I can go to your Instagram or Twitter, Facebook, straight from your Spotify profile, that shit tells me a lot about you as an artist. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I'm talking about your seriousness.
It's a business.
And then no, it don't. That sounds very light. But you'll be surprised. I think it turns fans off. I don't think they know that, but like it kind of does. YB, what do you think, man? What are some things that
you gain respect for an artist?
Yeah.
Like I said, versatility. I like versatility. Delivery. How a person rides on the beat. The subjects of the subjects of the songs. I used to be a very, very like Kendrick fan. Like I used to love Kendrick. I used to always listen because he's very calculated, and he's good at like putting things together as a puzzle for like the audience to put together. He scattered a puzzle everywhere for the audience to put together type stuff. And so like that's why I like from him, and then you know what I'm saying, it makes you want to listen more. You feel me? So lyrics of course, lyrics,
artist,
just being
man.
lyrically
Like,
sound.
at his core,
you know
man.
what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. I like how Kendrick is getting Grammys. Like I'm never gonna be mad when Kendrick is rewarded for like what he does. I'm just not, because he's that type of dude who should be getting credit. You know what I'm saying, for what he does and the complexities, the messages, and the seriousness he puts into his music.
I kind of want to go with the lyrical standpoint that YB mentioned.
Yeah.
Like lyrics is a big key for me. Like 21 Savage got my respect when he started to drop like a lot with J. Cole. Like 21 Savage, I feel like elevated lyrically to a point where it was like, okay, more than trap dudes can relate to him. Like he's actually knowledgeable with his words, and you know, he's talking a little more. There's more structure in his content, you know. But at the same time, like somebody like a Jay-Z came out with Reasonable Doubt. It was like, yeah, I like Jay-Z. I like it. But I didn't start respecting putting mad respect on Jay-Z's name till about Blueprint on his catalog. Where Blueprint, he elevated to a level of like, yo, I'm the best. So I think like when artists start saying they the best and then their lyrical content matches, like Lil Wayne too. Lil Wayne was, you know, always wobbity drop it. He was doing all that stuff. Lil Wayne had his rap verses. But when Lil Wayne started to say, I am the best rapper alive, and his lyrics matched it, I was like, okay, this guy's the truth.
Yeah, and I mean I'm with you, but and that's from the rap side. See, for me, in terms of what things that get my attention, you know, because I look at it for like, let's say we're not talking about rap. What if it was like R&B or pop or some other genre of artists that you like? I just like the growth, the artistic growth. Like to me, if I could see a steady progression in your approach, in your music, I start to catch on like, okay, this person is serious about what they're doing. Obviously, the music has to be good, in my opinion, right? Like nobody's really going to listen to music that's not good to them. You're going to turn it off. But like, if I could listen and be like, damn, like, that shit fire, but like maybe the engineering needs to be better. Maybe the mixing needs to be better. Or and they fix that and I'm like, damn, like you know, maybe the bars could have been a little bit more complex based on that beat. And then they show it the next time around. I start tuning in even more. Like those are the types of things that hook me to an artist when I see that growth in them. And I'm speaking clearly from like a rising artist standpoint. Cuz I'm not necessarily talking about like you catching a mainstream artist out the gate. I'm talking about like seeing that growth and that vulnerability in their music. Like I can think of people like, let's say Kid Cudi. And I remember early on, like obviously most people will never consider Kid Cudi a rapper or a rappity rap dude. Listening to the vulnerability, listening to his approach, how authentic he seemed in his music, and I saw the complexity in the music. The point is, the music was getting better. He was who he is in his music. I rock with that with artists, you know, just be you.
So let me.
I think that's the hardest thing to do as an artist.
So let me ask
be
you,
yourself.
Let me ask you.
It's the hardest thing.
Let me ask both of y'all this then. Did y'all ever have respect for Bow Wow as a rapper?
At what age in life are you
Ever.
asking me
I'm
this?
saying like ever.
Hey, YB, I'm gonna let you respectfully kick this one off since you are in the heart of where Bow Wow had his career. JD is probably your neighbor. What do you think?
Did Bow Wow ever gain your respect?
I like some of Bow Wow. I like some of Bow Wow music though. He made some good records. He got a good 2-3 good records. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna knock him. But as in a whole, as in an artist, I never followed him. I'm never like, oh, I wanna be like Bow Wow. Like, nah, never that. But he made some good music though. He made a
Before
couple
this
of
turns
good
into
music.
a Bow.
He made good music.
Yo,
No,
before
Bow
this
Wow
turns
makes
into
good
Bow Wow
music.
slander, what is the real question you were
What was the
getting at?
reason I said that?
Yeah, I want to make
Because
sure we hit on that.
I'm saying like, Bow Wow is one of those artists, right, that started out as a kid. He was this kid for little girls. Like he made music for them.
Yeah.
Eventually, he wanted his respect. So he was hopping on like them Franchise Boys song 3-6 Mafia. Remember his verse on 3-6 Mafia? Side by
That shit was
side
hard.
remix. It was hard, right?
That shit was hard.
He was seeking,
That's his best verse of all time.
He was seeking his respect by trying to improve his lyrics, growing as an artist, and all that stuff. So I asked y'all, did he ever get that respect?
He had a moment, but it didn't last long. He's being real. But that side joint, he killed that shit. I'm not even, like, you could probably listen back right now and be like, nah, he killed that.
Okay.
I guarantee you, we listen to that verse right now.
Mm-hmm.
You would be like, yo, Bow Wow, nah, I guarantee you would still say that. So I don't know.
Okay.
But that was probably the only verse that he had where I would say that.
Just curious. Because he's, like I said, he was somebody that actually tried really hard to get the respect of hip hop fans. Did he ever get it?
Yeah, but, unfortunately, how hard you try doesn't always
translate. But I think it's because he didn't start out writing his lyrics, and I don't think he was ever able to overcome that part.
He should have got Chat GPT to help him out with some. That might have helped. But anyway, Detroit YB to be exact. Where can the people find you? Where can the people find your do your own research, merch? Talk to them.
Right now, you can go for Dion Research. You can go Dion Research LLC on Instagram. We just hit my DM if you want something. We'll put it together. We're gonna put out the website in the next week. It's called Shop Dior. So shopDYOR.com. That's gonna be the website. Where you can find me, Detroit YB. You can Google me, Detroit YB Hustle on Instagram. I have my own website, DetroitYB.com. Just search Detroit YB. You're gonna find me. You're gonna find music, videos, everything.
Yes, sir. And Instagram, Twitter, all that, same thing.
Same thing, especially with Twitter.
YB.
Just the only thing different is the Instagram, which is Detroit YB Hustle. Everything else, Detroit YB.
Yeah, we've reached the end of the show. Appreciate you for pulling up on us. I'm glad we can make this happen.
No doubt, man.
For you guys out there watching, if you reached the end of this episode and you actually watched the whole thing, make sure you hit that subscribe button, man. Like, become a member of the Wise Gang. Hit our YouTube channel. We're almost at, I believe, 600 subscribers. This is the Ill-Advised Wise Guys podcast. And as always, if you're giving advice, just make sure it's ill.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Bow.
Let's get it.
Bow.